Hello, welcome, creatures of the night, to Token Minority Report on Unsafe Space during a whole new time slot in the evening. I'm your minority, Beverly, and today is Thursday, May 12th, 2022. Thursday, not Friday. For housekeeping, the next book club will be Sunday, June 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, hosted by the one and only Alex Maselli. And the book is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. It's a weird and cool book. I only read half of it like years ago, but I actually do want to finish it, and I just need to find it first. We still have boxes that need unpacking after a year and a half in this house. And real quick, I just wanted to say that last week after the during the episode, I happened to mention Kenny Snow, my old pen pal in a Texas prison, whom I believe was wrongfully convicted and imprisoned for 40 years, and was up for parole now after 20 years. I hadn't even heard from him in over a year, but the day after the show, I coincidentally got a letter from him. Thank you, universe. And saying that he got approved for parole, and in 45 days from the start date, he will be released. So I'm very, very excited for him and wish him all the best. Okay, let's introduce tonight's guest, Ben Growdon, a.k.a. Wiggle Wiggle. He hosts the YouTube channel CG Slums and is creator of the up-and-coming comic book with no words, Battle of the Kangs. Ben is also an Army veteran who enjoys laughing at the culture war, painting miniature figures for tabletop games, and reading ComicsGate books on his CG Slums channel. So with that, welcome to the show, Ben.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing today, well. I'm okay. I'm great. I'm better than okay. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
All right, yeah, I got to get that energy up. I'm not used to doing this at night.
You're used to doing this at night?
I'm not, no, because we just moved it from Friday during the day.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, well, this is night. I know it's so bright out right now. This is nighttime, but it's later than 2 p.m. in the afternoon that we normally do. So I like it. I like doing the evening more. What is this YouTube?
That is
that to your channel?
Yes, that is the last video I just did this morning where I was painting.
Perfect. Okay, well, before we get started, let me post this in the chat.
If anyone wants to go check it out.
All right, that's gonna send slowly.
Painting a cyber frog.
Oh, okay. From Ethan von Skyber, right?
Yeah, little guy.
That's adorable. I love it, man. That just takes so much detailing.
Well, I had to assemble it first as well. Like, this was actually sent to me by a viewer of my show. She sent me 2 of them, and I'm putting it together and sending it back to her.
Oh, right, because the last time when I was on John Deleuze's stream with you, you had just a bunch of like body parts when you were just showing it, right? Though, and it just looked like a weird graveyard or something. But yeah, that's fun. I didn't think about you having to put together the miniatures and then painting them too.
Yes.
And then and you have sometimes they send or missing parts or whatever too. So then you have to deal with the company.
Yeah, fortunately that wasn't nothing was missing. So
okay, yeah, good. Yeah, well, that's always a lot better. Okay, so before we get the icebreaker game that I want to do, I also like to start off with asking guests, in what way are you a minority? And it can literally be anything you want, doesn't have to be physical characteristics.
Well, I am a white, so, but I'm a veteran, so I guess that makes me some kind of minority.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll take it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service.
I have a fantastic cervix. You're welcome.
So the first game I want to play, though, is the 2 Truths and a Lie, which you said you were able to come up with, although you you struggled. It's like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at guessing them, though. So which is fine. If I guess incorrectly, though, then you get points, so you win. If I guess correctly, you probably get more points because I get excited that I actually guess correctly, which is rare. So whenever you're ready, and then you list them. Think about it. We'll put it in chat.
All right. So let's go with I was a commercial diver for 3 years.
Commercial diver for
4 years. 4 years. Let's see what else. I had 3 MOSs and
you have 3 what?
MOSs.
What is that?
MOS is like your job in the Army.
Oh,
military, you know. So I had 3 of them.
Okay.
So there's 2. And let's see, the third one. One of my buddies stole a police horse.
Okay.
So which one's?
Police horse. Okay, I typed these very poorly, but I'm just going to copy this into chat.
And hail the chat, by the way. Hail the chat.
Hail chat. 4 years. Okay, so commercial diver for 4 years. You had 3 MOSs, which is something to do with a job in the Army. And one of your buddies stole a police horse. Okay, well, William Brown in chat says 3 MOS is a lie. I don't know why, because again, I don't know what MOS is. I don't know if that's difficult. Like it's a job it's a different type of job that you get.
Yeah.
Or like you're
different classifications. Like if you get reclassed or something like that, you could end up with something completely different.
So you allegedly were reclassed and had 3 different ones, and that maybe doesn't happen that often. So okay, I don't know. Hi Arturo. Okay, and then your friend. Wait, the other one. What was the first one again? I already forgot everything. Commercial driver for 4 years. So like commercial as in truck driving, like
no diver. You spelled it right.
Diver.
Yeah,
I did. Okay.
Right. Yeah, you got it right the first
time. Sorry.
Underwater construction.
I just misread the second time. Commercial diver for 4 years. So what does commercial diver mean? That you like a literal commercials or like you're doing for
I worked in the Gulf
of
Mexico. I worked in the Gulf of Mexico starting in 2007.
Oh, this is sounding very true now. So giving too much detail here. I'm gonna go
in the oil fields, oil field work.
And then and police horse. Your buddy stole a police horse. That also sounds obscure and something that I don't know who your friends are though. So like that could be true.
Could be. I say they're all true.
They're all true. Oh, you could get me with that. Okay, if they're all true.
Well, you said
I know.
I say they're all
if
true.
You're lying to me. All right, let me think. I'm gonna go with. I'm just going to go after William Brown because I'm really easily swayed by peer pressure. 3 MOS is a lie.
Yes, it's only 2. It was 2.
Wow. See, I get really excited that I do guess correctly, though. So you get 10 points for that I was able to get it.
Yeah, William Brown got it immediately. He knew all this bullshit.
That's what it seemed. Yeah, like 3
I had 2. And I was reclassed. I was involuntarily reclassed. They were desperate for people to go overseas. There's a lot of shortages in other units. So, I got sent to a different unit down in Southern Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that a positive for you that you had that
getting deployed?
Or that I didn't know what you wanted or not. Like, is that what you were?
No, I mean it sucked.
Okay. And so I just didn't want to judge. I didn't know whether.
No, it's fine. Well, you don't have a choice in it. Like when you're in the military, you don't get a call on anything. They just do what your orders. Yeah, what your orders tell you.
Okay. Yeah, my dad was in the Coast Guard, so that that was not overseas stuff, just all around. Some part like in the sea, and then my grandfather was in the Navy as well. So
nice.
And then my boyfriend's brothers were in the Air Force. So like everyone, this is like in different types of branches, but I don't know anyone Army though. So
I do.
Yeah.
You do.
Okay. So you had that, and then the diver thing. So tell me again. So you said 2006.
2007, 2006. I was in Iraq. So when I got home from Iraq, I wanted to do something that was it's something I dreamed about since I was in high school. Is to do underwater construction, and
that's an interesting dream that's a very specific dream to have. How did that happen? Like why?
Well, I was in welding class, and the teacher showed a video of a dive school, and I was like, man, that's really fucking cool. I want to do that. So
okay, that's neat. I've never known anyone who's like, I want to do underwater construction. That sounds like my dream job. That's awesome. I love it.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was fun until the oil spill happened, and then everybody got laid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened in 2010. If I remember correctly.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I didn't think about how much that would affect the workers and stuff there.
It did.
So what did you do after that?
I had to basically rebrand myself, retrain myself, getting into other trades. Like I started, getting into residential type stuff, industrial painting, anything that I could get. Like I've always been a construction kind of guy.
Yeah.
So, I just had to go, deeper into that. So
and then constructing miniatures now and painting those too. So you've got
I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Wait, you're always like hands-on.
Yeah. I've been doing models since I was like 7 or 8.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Cool, fun. All right, so what's the most interesting underwater construction that you've done?
Honestly, I could say like some of the accidents I've seen were probably pretty metal.
Oh, okay.
Shit getting messed up. I don't know if I can cuss on here, but
yeah, you're fine.
Stuff getting messed up, jacked up, like like tuggers snapping, wire ropes snapping, ripping things apart, cranes dropping shit, people getting their fingers smashed off, good stuff.
Oh, that's so terrifying.
It's an adventure. It was exciting and exhilarating.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
Watching barracudas rip fish apart, like, it was awesome.
Oh, whoa. All right, that's pretty upsetting and cool at the same time.
Yeah, it's awesome. I loved it, man. My office was the ocean. It was great. It was very fulfilling.
Yeah. So do you do like scuba diving and snorkeling and all? Like, are you ocean person or no? Okay. So you're just in the water for the
just hard hat diving is it's the only thing I'm open water certed and all that stuff, and I got all the certifications, and you got to go to school for all that. You got to go to trade school.
Yeah.
So you can't just jump into it and just do it.
That's awesome, though. I love when people get into all the different types of trades things, and my dad always sends me clips from Mike Rowe's show with like his podcast, and so like the dirty jobs, and then talking to all those people. So I hear so much about that. Okay, so the third thing, your friend had stolen a police horse. Tell me about that.
Okay.
Spit everywhere.
I had this crazy buddy of mine that we went to dive school together, and we ended up working for the same company, which was Cow Dive International, which is now defunct. They've been defunct for a while. They bit off more than they could chew, basically, right before the BP oil spill happened, and then they lost everything. They were like the biggest dive company in the Gulf. They'd come from California, bought up all the little mom and pop shops, and then went bankruptcy after $1 billion cash purchase right before the spill happened.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes. So I'd known him from dive school in Florida, because I went to dive school in Jacksonville. And then him and I went and ended up working for the same company, and we'd go out and party together, and we were in New Iberia, Louisiana. We were in New Iberia, Louisiana. Like, our mentality as a diver working out in that is like, you work hard, party harder kind of thing.
Okay. I dig it.
Yeah. And this guy was like from Florida. He was like a shark fisherman. Like, he was nuts.
I bet, yeah, to have that job, right?
Yeah, you're kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You're a little bit of a thrill seeker. And we were at this bar in New Iberia, Louisiana, called we called it the Trailer. It's called Pancho Villa. I don't even know if it's still there. It's basically like 5 double wides put together to be a bar.
Oh, fun.
And they would stay open till 6 a.m.
Wow.
It was corrupt as hell. And I'm, like, I lost track of him. I didn't know where he went. And I'm like, where the hell did he go? Like, and I go outside, and I'm like, I'm going to help find him, because it was getting like 6 o'clock. And I'm like, shit. And I walk out, and he's just like prancing this horse around, this cop horse. And I'm like, we got to go. We got to go now. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know where you found that, where you got that, where you've been. We need to leave.
I would have so many questions.
I didn't. None. I don't want to know. I just like, we got to go. He's like, fine. He's like, but it was just there. And I'm like, I don't want to, don't say anymore. We got to go.
Yeah.
And we left.
Yeah, because then that way you can, I forget the phrase, that way you can claim ignorance to some extent, though, if he gets caught.
Yes, exactly. Like it's, I don't remember what it's called.
I know,
either,
It'll come to me later.
So we left the horse there and just kind of wandered around. And
jeez, all right. Well, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. He was nuts.
I wonder what happened to that horse. And that horse.
I wonder what happened to my buddy. I haven't talked to him in over a decade. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
He got caught. They found out that he stole the horse, and now he's locked up for horse.
That's it, William Brown. Thank you. Plausible deniability.
Thank you. Yes.
That's
someone was just saying it the other day. Yeah, plausible deniability. And hello to everyone. G-Man, your friend Paul, Boston Josh, Rib Rascal, Spirit Scar. Hello, awesome one. Drake Tungsten says underwater welding pays a lot of money. Like welding generally pays a lot of money too. So, and I bet underwater it's more hazardous because you can't breathe on your own. So,
well, underwater welding is it's a very specialized thing, and it's an inferior weld.
Wiggle is very special.
Yes, I'm very special. That's right. Well, Cowdive International, company I work for, didn't even do habitat welding or underwater welding. Those are two different. So like basically you got underwater welding, which reverses polarities, and you can't between the ground. You can't be in between the ground and the whatever's welding, and it just lays a bead, but it's weaker because it's underwater. It's inferior. And the other option is you put a habitat, like like a glass that goes underwater and the water stays out of the air. So you put it over whatever you're working on, and they pump the water out of it, push the water out, whatever. And the guy will have to climb up inside of it and be half submerged in water. And he's a pipe fitter. So you're not really an underwater, you're a pipe fitter diver. Like, you know what I mean? You're like a pipe fitter and a diver. So that's a whole nother. So you had companies down there that did exclusively that. The company I worked for didn't do any of it because the cost was insane and it just wasn't worth their time to be messing with it. Basically, if they're going to weld something, they're going to try to weld it above deck because it's cheaper for the client and a better weld.
Yeah. That makes sense. I don't know, the whole thing though too. It's a lot of
it's a lot of technical stuff. Yeah, when you start getting into dive science and all that stuff, it gets pretty intense.
But that's all. Like I just never even thought about that being like a sub-science, like dive science. Here is this category of science is dive science. But it makes sense. Hello, Silverlock. One thing I wanted to backtrack to real quick is that you're in Louisiana. I forget why, like I had a hankering to go there to check it out. I think mostly for the food, and then also just because I watched it in a Christmas movie. I think that was it. I was like, I want to go down and visit there. I went through there once when I was younger with my dad, but I want to go back and visit. So do you have recommendations of places to go / food to eat? I liked the beignets. I liked I think gumbo.
Well, honestly, I haven't been there. I haven't been in Louisiana since, probably, God, I'm trying to think.
Ever since the horse debacle, and you just
went back. No, I'd been back since then. No, because I moved to Houston like around 2008, I think, or something like that. Okay. So but I was still working in Louisiana, just wasn't living there. And I haven't been to Louisiana in probably like 15 years, 10. Or whatever, when the spill happens at 12.
Has the food changed much since then, do you think?
I don't know. Well, here's the thing. What I would do a lot is I knew locals. So I would go to their crawfish boils and go to their things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I didn't really, the seafood's all really good, because you're next to the ocean. So you're pretty much wherever you go, it's going to be a winner. I don't know what places are even open anymore because of COOF and everything
else. That's my biggest concern. The cities, I think I've heard New Orleans is probably not the best place to go. So I'd want to stay.
I wouldn't go to New Orleans anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, okay. Even on a good.
I've been there and it sucked and it smells like shit.
Really? Okay. I don't remember.
They don't have sewers.
We passed. I think, because I think that's where we got the beignets. I think we visited there when we stopped by, but I don't remember it very well. But okay, no sewers.
I like Lafayette. Lafayette was fun. There's a lot of fun stuff in Lafayette. There was this hookah lounge I used to go to a lot where they had live music and lunch and stuff.
Okay.
I'd sit out there and eat food and smoke a hookah.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I know is the band Ludo. I don't know if you know, they have a song called Lake Pontchartrain. And so it's just like a really ridiculous. I don't even know if it's a real place or not, but I think it's supposed to be in Louisiana. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
G-Man says we should all go down to New Orleans to visit Judge, who's a community member too, and he does live down there. Yeah. So he need recommendations from him too.
Yeah, you get better recommendations from him because
someone who lives there now.
I was kind of a vagabond passing through in a way, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll enjoy food wherever though, so I want to go back at some point. Okay, well, let's dig into your whole comic book world stuff, because like we've had a couple of different guests on the show talk about like comic books and a little about like the wokeness involved in it, and I'm not sure how much we've delved into ComicsGate itself. I when Ethan Von Sciver was on like a year or more ago though on the channel, like he talked about it, but can you explain a little bit like in your own perspective and like in your experience with it, as at least being a creator or community member?
I came into ComicsGate in like March of 2020, so I'm pretty new. Like I don't go back.
That was right around Coof time.
Yeah, that's basically why I found out about it, because like I was bored.
Yeah. I ended up finding Unsafe Space around the same time too. So.
Oh, nice. So yeah, I came in because like I hadn't really been involved with comics in a really long time. Like I kind of stopped getting into comic books when I was a kid, teenager, you know, because I went in the army and did all that stuff. But then I started working offshore. I was like, man, and this is about 2008 or so. And I was like, man, and I was a Dark Horse guy. I was always a Dark Horse guy. I was never into like Marvel or DC. I liked Aliens, like RoboCop, Terminator, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I went into the comic book store in like 2008, and I hadn't been in one of them since like I was a kid or whatever, and it changed so radically. And I'm just like, I felt like I was in an alien world. Like everything was so corporate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, can you describe what the changes were?
It was also corporate and just kind of like soulless in a way. So I did find some Dark Horse stuff that I liked. I found the Goon. That creator has gone super woke.
Really?
Eric Powell. But and then I just stopped buying the stuff, and I was like, whatever. It's like the problem with, I think, that a lot of the issue that I had was that there was no criticism. There were no critics. So things were allowed to just happen without any checks and balances, I guess you could say.
Yeah, when if people have a lot of like, this is a bad idea, but no one seemed to be like stopping you from doing this.
Right. And a lot of that started in the 90s, in my opinion, because you had it became taboo for other creators to criticize other artists to criticize other artists. And that kind of just opens the floodgates for all kinds of nonsense. When there's no criticism, it really creates something that stagnates, and nothing.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking about it kind of coming from the comedy side. When I was in Chicago, I did improv and sketch a little bit. But then I remembered when we do a show, the one at Second City that we did, it was just kind of the director, he was a friend, like it was we were like all co-workers and stuff too, but they would talk about how like, oh, you don't really give feedback to other people like with their sketch ideas and stuff unless like they ask for it though. And to like some extent it's kind of like I kind of get it, but then sometimes they were like, oh, like here's an idea that like that would be great, or like something was really off and it'd be nice to be able to just like say something. I think there's a way that like you can say like, can I give you feedback, or can I or just like phrase it in a way that you don't have to be like a jerk about it, but then allow that. But it definitely, even I got out of the improv sketch scene because it was getting so like, it was always like liberal and stuff. It's a city, but it was a lot more woke as the years went on, and everyone was super sensitive and people didn't actually like comedy
and that's
anymore.
Why I'm a jerk about things, and that goes into my dark humor and just how my outlook on things, probably because of my past experiences. Like I'm brash, I'm blunt, I don't give a shit, I guess you could say. If I hurt your fifis, well, you can block me.
You can ignore, you can block you.
Ignore me. You can ignore me.
Remove you from the stream.
And I came into ComicsGate because I saw, I really came in as a memer. Like I was making memes and and whatnot and buying books. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. There's actually a network of people that are going against these woke corporations that have basically branded our culture. They've bought our culture and branded it for their own malicious purposes.
Right. Yeah, they have the agenda. They put the agenda first rather than like the art itself second.
Absolutely.
Or lower than that.
And it was sad, you know, to see all this stuff. And I was like, well, I didn't want to. The only reason I got involved because there was actually something being created. Like, unlike Gamergate and all these other, it's just people whining and bitching. There's nothing being done. There's nothing being created. And that's why I started creating my book. I was inspired by another ComicsGater job of the creator. When he made his 2-page book, I'm like, wow, there's such low overhead. Now, I don't draw or anything, but I can hire people. You know, I'm well off enough. I'm comfortable enough that I can do that.
Sure.
So why not?
I mean, I don't know personally, but I get it.
Yeah. You know, hey, I was like, why not? I might as well make a book with no dialogue. Obviously there'll be like some words and like the title and stuff, but there'll be no dialogue in it. I should clarify that. Because I review books in CG2. And I do what's called Orange Koala reviews. So I have all these stupid pens.
I love it.
I give CG books a 1 to a 4. It's a really retarded scale. So like it's 4, and if it gets a 1, I smash this thing through with a hammer. And I pin it and seal it for all eternity. And one of the biggest issues that I had with certain books was so wordy, so much exposition. It's like they're trying to write a novel and they forgot that they were creating a comic book.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And John De La Rose was talking about that on the stream recently too, about like having too much doubt, like your medium, like you need to choose like a comic book. You wouldn't want to have that much dialogue necessarily, which is tough I mean, I've never made a comic book myself. I want to, but whenever I write, I'm used to like scripts though, like, you know, if I like to write for TV or movie kind of things, I'm very dialogue heavy, and then or theater and stuff too. So it's just a lot of like back and forth dialogue. So I'm like, I don't know if I could ever do any sort of comic book because like I'd be very dialogue heavy.
Well, I mean, you write a script, you get an editor, you know, you do all that. I don't do scripts because I'm not a writer. I am calling myself the director of the Battle of the Kangs.
Okay.
So there's no dialogue, there's no scripts. My friend Powell asked for a Netflix pitch. I can do that.
Sure.
If you like.
Yeah.
All right. So have you ever wanted a book that didn't insult your intelligence and let you figure out the story for yourself? Well, you're in luck, folks, because Battle of the Kangs is coming right at you. What we have in store for you is a book with multiple stories in it, about 3 pages per story. And it's no dialogue in the story whatsoever, and just nothing but 12 pages of art. So there you go.
All right. I like this Netflix pitch. And then I don't know if Netflix still does it, but they were known for just green lighting everything, right? So
no, they're going broke. So
okay, so they're stopping.
I got some images to share. Like if you want to, you want to see some art. I've been getting some art done. This is the cover of the book by Matt Krotz, and call him Matt C. Let me share this. This is the cover. The headlining story in it is a battle between a giant pink gorilla and an orange koala man.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, my steak dinner's here. Thank you, babe.
We've got everything going on. Advertise your food.
Thank you. Look at that.
We've got wow, that looks amazing.
I know, my wife is amazing. She's the best. Then
she comes in, delivers food, and leaves. It's like the perfect woman.
It's fantastic. God bless my wife. But yeah, this is not all the stories in it are going to be like goofy, funny nonsense. This is a monster fight. And
very
what I'm
serious,
doing, this is what I'm doing here is like this is the cover of the book is the first panel of the story.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
yeah,
Oh, you're really making use of every
everything.
every inch you have.
Everything. So, because this is the starting point of the fight, like what caused the fight. And
Mm-hmm.
Matt came up with the idea that I was grabbing him and giving him a nookie.
Yep, I see that. Yeah.
So, I mean, not me, the pink gorilla, not
Right.
totally not me.
Oh, okay.
It's not a self-insert. I'm totally not a hack. Now we have another story in the book lined up. I hired another guy. His name's a.k.a. and we're doing a noir story. I can't show much of that right now. It's the pencils are done. And I'll be showing people this weekend, and it's gonna blow your mind. It is absolutely incredible. We took a public domain character called Domino Girl.
Okay.
He came up with the idea of like using, because I asked him, like, this is what I want. This is my goal for the comic book, is to bring more and more artists in to create unique and different stories that they would like to tell. And I just kind of direct it and bring it along. And I asked him, like Matt wanted to do something a little bit out of his wheelhouse, and that's why he was really interested in doing the monster story, the monster fight. And in LA, I asked him, like, what's something that you really like to do or whatever, and he was like, noir. So we're doing this noir, and he was like, hey, it'd be a lot easier if we find a public domain character. And he found this like super voxen, like not voxen, this really hot redhead Domino Girl from the 30s. And she's check it out. Go search Domino Girl, and it's really cool.
Comic?
Like her dad was like a district attorney who got murdered, and she basically put on this like white backless dress, so she's looking all smoking, and she's got like a 45 and a mask, her domino mask, and she has a needle. It's called her knockout serum, so she seduces men and knocks them out.
Okay, I'm trying
and robs them.
I'm seeing a lot of, I don't know if she's black hair and
no redhead. She's a redhead.
Mm-hmm. That's why I thought this is a different. What else can I search to try and find? I guess I'll use Google. Try not to use Google, but maybe Brave Search doesn't get it. Domino Girl. I'm gonna just look redhead.
Should pop up. Let me see if I can find her.
Yeah, this is Domino Girl. Hero.
Comic. Let's see, Domino Girl comic.
Oh,
see, a lot of the
Domino Lady, is that it?
Yeah, Domino Lady. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wow, I messed it up. Wow, I messed it up. I'm totally not a. How am I saying? Am I saying noir wrong?
I don't know. I'm not sure what. Noir. Noir. That's what I was like. I was going to ask you to explain what it is, and then.
Oh, noir.
I was like, I'm not sure.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah,
I'm
noir.
totally not a hack. I blame my Ohio accent.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Ohio is the worst. So I'm right next
Domino
to that in
Lady.
Pennsylvania.
I'm so sorry.
Domino Lady.
I'd never heard of her before. I'll be honest.
Fine.
Like I'd never heard of her before, and he suggested it, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. So she's not Domino. There she is. If you go down, go over, because they made her a blonde. I think that's a newer one.
Oh, okay. See
the one that says saucy? Go to that one. Go over.
Which way? Left or right? Saucy?
Left,
I don't
left,
see saucy.
Left. Saucy, right there. Keep going to the left.
Oh, this way? Oh, okay.
Yes,
I can't read. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's noir.
Yeah, like it's like film noir.
Noir.
It means black.
I'll get it right.
French.
I'll get it right.
Okay, well that's cool. So she's a public domain.
Yeah, she's a public domain character, so it'll be set in the 50s. Also three pages long.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and then I got another artist, Felsbug, also working on stuff. This is the back of the book. So now, before you show this, I'm gonna give you a setup. So basically, my envision for it was like, you remember the old ads for all the like crappy stuff that you'd see in comic books from back in the day, where you like mail in for whatever nonsense product.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You like cut it out or whatever, and well, that was my idea. Was like making an ad on the back that was like just a bunch of nonsense, like CG, like parody products.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fun.
And I suggested that to the artist, and he's like, "Man, how do I do this?" And he kind of was like running around some ideas, and he came up with this genius idea as an ode to my good friend Testify HD, who passed away back in February. And that's what we're doing here. It's like he's basically damned in hell to work in retail. And he's having to deal with some weird demon lady that may or may not look like somebody else selling crappy products. So this is the back page of the book. So most of the line work is already, like the line art is just about done. We're still working on some backgrounds. Let me hit share.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was like, I don't see it yet.
There we go. Noir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun. Welcome to Helmert.
Yeah, welcome to
Joy of Joy.
And a lot of this is like inside jokes and ComicsGate. So like
shampoo.
Like you'll probably get this one. The EVS Easy Pies.
I love the Samurai shampoo in there.
I know.
It took me a second. I'm like, Okay. EVS Easy. Oh, okay. Yeah, you do have some inside jokes there. Okay. It's for Ethan Von Sciver and fun. Okay.
But even without the inside jokes, you get it. Like even if you don't know any of these characters, it's like anybody that's worked in retail, like, oh God, I already know what these people are saying. There's no dialogue there, but this is a stupid Karen. She's being a, whatever explicit you want to put in there. And you can relate to it, and it's fun, and you get to the satisfaction of the cashier knocking her into orbit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like I don't know what the style is when it's just like a full panel across one page. But I like that.
Yeah, Felsbug is really talented. He came up with this. This is original art, so this will get auctioned off, and the artist will get 100% of whatever they get.
Okay, all right, nice. That's awesome, and it's neat to be able to bring in other art. Give artists platforms and opportunity to do more things like this too. So I really like that. And it just reminded me, I forgot I have made not comic books, but I forgot I drew because my friend and I came up with a Aquamaid and Aqualass. So it was just like really stupid stuff. They're very cartoony. And then I think what Aquamaid could only like talk to fish. I think that was like her one superpower. And then Aqualass had like the power to break the fourth wall or something and read subtitles. Yeah. Yeah, it was just, and then they never like actually did anything like saved. It was just a lot of like slice of life stupid things. And
there you go. You could do your own thing. There's no reason why you can't. Yeah, Felsbug drew it, but that is the coif hair product. So you can get a nice coif like he has.
Yeah, I could see the hair on there.
Yeah, Shotgun Samurai guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. What was I going to ask you just now? It slipped my mind. All right. Well, it'll come back to me. I guess we can move on to the or in between conversation. I'll play another game. It's about time for a game. Okay. So this one is going to be a Would You Rather.
Oh boy, I know that.
Some of these are random. They're all kind of random. Okay. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and if you give the correct answer, you will get a point for each correct answer that you give me. So are you ready? Are you prepared?
All right, let's go.
Question 1. Would you rather be a centaur or a minotaur?
Minotaur.
Follow-up question. Why?
Because then you'd be a big giant thing and just smash adventurers in the head.
Well, you can't. So you don't think as a centaur you'd be able to do that either? You've got the horse body.
You're way bigger.
Are minotaurs large?
Small.
I don't remember
how big. They're way bigger.
How large a minotaur is. Okay, so you want to be able to smash the adventurers around though, and just be able to take out. I mean,
like that's like the boss of the dungeon, like a minotaur.
That's fine. I mean, I didn't know if as a centaur you wanted to like frolic and where.
No, I don't want to frolic. I want to kill adventurers.
All right. Well, that's the very solid and very sure answer of you. So I'll give you a point for that. Okay. Cool. All right. And question 2. Would you rather be inside a fantasy comic book or a sci-fi comic book?
Sci-fi, probably.
Sci-fi? Okay. Why is that?
Because it's cooler.
Man, a few words here. Cool. Okay. So do you generally not do as what the things that you're into? Are you more into sci-fi?
Yeah, I'm more into sci-fi. Like about the only thing that I get into that's more hyper fantasy, I guess, but it's a combination of sci-fi and fantasy is 40K. Okay. So, I mean, I like that. Yeah, I don't really get into it. Like I have Age of Sigmar stuff, but I haven't really played it. I don't really get into the whole high fantasy stuff. Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, I think what I mostly do, like I do Dungeons and Dragons, and then I think I've only done what was it called, the Pathfinder, Starfinder. So that was the most where you got like way more sci-fi with Starfinder, and that was a lot of fun being out in space and all that. So I like both. I'm just used to fantasy more, but sci-fi is a perfectly fine answer. So I'll give you another point for that. So you're 2 for 2 so far. Let's see if you can go make it 3. Question 3. Oh wait, maybe I should change what this object is. What is this isn't part of the question. I just need to know what's a big sci-fi like monster or bad guy or something that's in the genre.
Alien Queen.
Alien Queen. Perfect. Thank you. So would you rather paint 1 million miniature alien queens or one, let's see, I don't know how large an alien queen is. Are they normally like large?
Yeah.
Size? Okay. Or one
really big
life-size statue of an alien queen.
Probably just one life size, because it wouldn't take as much time as 1 million of them.
That's what I was wondering about that too, because I was like, do I do 1,000 or 1 million? I'm like, million seems more, but I don't know how large. At first, I initially had
thousands a lot. That's like crazy.
Yeah, but I didn't know how large an alien queen might be. So then you have to. When I replaced alien queen, it was dragon first, and I was like, a dragon's going to be really large in life size. So then, but alien
queen would be about the size of a dragon, like one of the dragon miniatures that you get for D&D. They're about.
Okay. So yeah. But then, and that takes a lot more. Like you're gonna have to be up to like a lot of arm movement and like
better than sitting there painting 1 million.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
sounds like hell.
For me, I'm afraid of heights though. I don't think I can manage doing, having to climb up. I just
don't like ladders. I don't mind heights. Just ladders freak me out.
If the ladder was just like on the floor, or do they still freak you out? Is it just like seeing any ladder at all in existence?
Like I can be in a lift, like a scissor lift or anything like that, and it doesn't bother me, but a ladders just make me nervous.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Do you have some? I'm going to imagine
I've fallen off of one before.
Okay, I was going to say like a weird trauma as a child, but you're just like in a room of ladders and they.
No, I'm just falling off.
Falling off. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that's not as much of like the origin story as I wanted.
Yeah, I know. I'm a simple man. Some good steak.
I know. I'm envious. I had steak for dinner myself, and I'm still envious.
It's really good.
Well, okay. So, all right, you're choosing the life size one of the alien queen. I will give you a 3rd point for that. So you're 3 for 3, and I don't know if I gave you points. Oh, and I said 10 earlier, so I think you're at 13 points right now. So like you're really winning this episode so far.
Well,
so
you got. I thought you got the 10 points for guessing.
No, I give you the points. I guess correctly, and you get the points.
All right. Wow, I'm doing good.
Yeah. No, you're doing great. I'm really proud of you. 13 points. So just remember that number, because I may or may not. And these are your points to keep. So you want to know.
All right.
back to the ComicsGate kind of thing. Have you ever experienced any sort of cancellation yourself, or are you just kind of you're seeing it through like other people that you're friends with?
I mean, I didn't get I mean, people have tried, but they can't cancel me from anything. Like people have tried. Like when I was getting involved with some of the lockdown protests in 2020, I got doxxed locally and all this other nonsense. And they tried to, but the funny thing is they couldn't do anything to threaten me, my livelihood, or anything else. So they were kind of in a rough spot.
Yeah. If you're
so
kind
they
of
could only
uncancelable.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you can't do anything to get rid of me. Sucks to be you.
And I guess like when it happened to you though, like was that surprising, or you just kind of take it in stride?
It wasn't surprising. I was showing up at the mayor's house and council member's house in a pink gorilla suit, so no, it wasn't surprising. It wasn't surprising at all.
Pink gorilla suit. Eh?
Yes, yeah, that's kind of that's. I came into ComicsGate with this kind of thing. I've had it for years. I had a dream when I was in Iraq to own a pink gorilla suit.
You know, I similarly, I've always wanted a dinosaur costume, and then for my 30th birthday, my boyfriend got me. Like I'd always look for it, and I could never find like the right kind. And then we got me. It's really great. It's still in my closet right now. So, so I feel that. So pink gorilla. That one's more colorful.
Well, it's an ode to old like silent films. Like one of the first practical effects was a guy in an ape suit, and obviously that's been done to death. And I was like, well, what would make that unique? And I'm like, hot pink. So there you go.
It's a bright color, and especially for gorilla. And then I think that makes a good fictional character too. So
yeah, a lot of fun.
How often do you wear this suit now?
Not very often.
I know.
No, I might throw the mask on, but that's about it. I don't. It's kind of stinky. It's gotten a little right.
No, you can't wash it.
No, I'd have to buy a new one or get it dry cleaned or something.
Yeah.
But no, it got pretty iconic, I guess, in CG circles because Fraga Boom or Dan Fraga.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, when he was doing Black Flag, he did this whole thing where he was in a pink bunny suit because he made the comment about how he felt like he was coming down for Christmas, and it was like a reference to A Christmas Story.
Okay.
Like he was like coming into CG, felt like he was a kid in Christmas or whatever. And he made this whole thing where he had the pink bunny suit on, and I had this thing hanging up in my closet, and I'm like, it's my time to shine. Speaking of which.
Chance. Oh, nice shirt. Okay.
There you go.
I can't read. The weak should fear the strong.
Yep.
Fair.
Let's see my dirty floor.
That's okay. I wasn't looking. I was looking at the shirt. So if everyone was trying to read, then you're good.
Yeah, this is coiffed art.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, nice. And coiffed with someone he was on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, was he on here?
Yeah. Yeah. Got to learn all about his hair. Yeah. He's Japanese, despite John De La Rose calling him Korean
he's definitely
all the time.
Korean. He's North Korean. 100%. I don't know what. Don't let him fool you.
Okay.
How'd your race pool go, by the way?
Oh, on John De La Rose's stream?
Yeah.
What did they say? I think the half Asian, half black was what won out in the end. It was really close to Samoan people. For people who weren't on that stream today, they were trying to guess what race I am.
I got a feeling none of them are right.
That's correct. None of them are right.
That's why I voted for the Thai one, because I was like, none of these are correct.
And the Thai seemed the least likely.
My guess is Vietnamese.
Oh, really? For your real guess?
Yeah. Nope.
Nope. Yeah.
Not Filipino. Are you really? You're Filipino?
I'm half Filipino.
All right. Whoa. That was my next guess.
But you said not that, though. So was it your next guess, or you're saying that like, oh,
well, here's the thing is like, you didn't look full on Filipino. And that's why I was like, well, I don't think you're Filipino.
No, I do have some white in me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I've experienced with Filipinos when I was in Iraq.
Oh, were they in like mail order bride form or?
No, everything like it's really weird. So like they would hire Filipinos to do all kinds of stuff in Iraq, like DFAC workers, driving supplies across the country, like all over Iraq. They'd stick them in like little Haji trucks with like chicken wire over the windshields, so people couldn't like break the windshields with rocks. And they'd do convoy supplies and all that kind of stuff because they were expendable. They were also in charge of the burn pits, cleaning up like bathrooms, like little stuff like that. And there was also the Filipino ladyboys there that did other things.
Okay, yeah.
It was weird. It's weird.
I guess I hadn't thought about. I'm not surprised.
I stayed away from
exists,
that.
But
I stayed away from that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I was like, you damn degenerates. Yeah. It's weird.
But yeah, so I mean, the Philippines is weird generally just because they are Asian as a race. They are also considered Oriental. They're not considered like Pacific Islander race because they're Asian, but they were ruled by Spain, so a lot of the language sounds Spanish as well. They have like Spanish words, and some people consider them Hispanic or not.
Well, you know what? I can tell you this. I have had like straight up Filipinos make Mexican food, and it is the worst experience. Like I dreaded every day. Like I'd go in the DFAC and they'd be making. It was Mexican day. I dreaded it. It was awful.
Why were they making Mexican food?
Because that's what the military told them. The government told them to make. They told them like
they're all the same.
Yeah, because we're all Americans. Yeah, we're all Americans.
You can't tell the difference.
So we got Taco Tuesdays and all. You know what I mean? Like all this crap. And they're telling these Filipinos fresh off the like they're Filipino, like they're from the Philippines.
Yeah, they don't have. They're not spicy kind of like it's.
They're not American
like
Filipinos.
Yeah.
No, they're straight up don't even speak English, and you're telling them to make freaking Mexican food, and it was an experience. I'll tell you that. Worse.
Wow. Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I mean, sucks for you having to eat it.
I gotta eat something.
So. Yeah, I know like adobo. So my mom is Filipino, but then when I mostly grew up with my dad though, and but in Chicago there was a Filipino restaurant, and so they had the different adobo, chicken and pork, and I love flan because that was something my mom made, and they have that too. It's like the custard thing. If you haven't had it, they've got I don't remember what the like egg roll thing, the tiny egg rolls. I can't remember what they're called right now. Lumpia. Yeah, they're tiny little. It's a lumpia that it's filled with meat.
Oh, nice.
Normally, and they are delicious. But the best thing on the menu that I never got was spaghetti with hot dogs. So it's just cut up hot dogs and spaghetti.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, never bothered trying that. I'm not sure if it's a delicacy that they actually have in the Philippines.
Yeah, don't ask me to pronounce anything. I'll probably just mispronounce it. Like noir.
Yeah, right.
I just said nor. I'm like, it's nor story.
Boston Josh does ask if I know Tagalog, which is the main language of the Philippines, and I don't. I used to know like some words, but I don't really know.
I felt bad for the guys that took care of the open air burn pits. Those are the guys I felt bad for.
The open air burn pits.
Yeah, they burned everything over there. There was no landfill. There's no place for it to go. So everything got burned. Everything, any kind of waste, anything that got thrown away was burned. And then you'd have some Filipino in a bulldozer pushing the crap around. What a life!
Yeah,
like
right?
$2 a day. Your people. Sad.
My poor people.
Yeah, your poor people, man. That guy's probably dead from cancer by now. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean.
This took a dark turn.
It did. But you know what? There's a silver lining because he probably made enough money to buy his family a house. So his legacy lives on, even though he's expired.
Yeah, well, I guess thank him for his service for how the family thanks him too.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it was called Spaghetti Delight. It also had fried chicken on top. Mr. Sparkle Gleam, I believe, has ordered it
That
when we
doesn't
were
sound
in
delightful
Chicago.
at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound delightful at all.
I think he had ordered it. I was not interested in trying that at all.
No. Hot dogs and spaghetti, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because like you would have, like it's, beef. We might mix it with. We've got the bolognese and stuff, so it's just kind of like the cheaper way of it, where you've got we've got this meat here, and we'll add it. Oh yeah. I think it's also mostly sugar. Filipino spaghetti. That sounds right. So it's sugar, hot dogs, and spaghetti.
Can you boil the hot dogs in the water with the spaghetti noodles?
Probably. Oh. You got the hot dog juices in there. No. You got. And then
I just made it worse.
And you add your spaghetti sauce and then a bunch of sugar. I mean, I guess spaghetti sauce has sugar in it too, so you just have a lot more sugar.
That steak I cooked turned out really good. It was delicious.
See, maybe if they made steak instead of Mexican food with those Filipinos there, like you would have been a lot, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it didn't really matter because the quality of food was pretty shit anyway. So it's like, I mean, at least I wasn't eating MREs in a ditch somewhere. So like I can.
You had something.
Yeah, I had something. So.
Did you ever get sick from it though? From the food they made? All right. No. See, yeah, you're solid. You're great.
No food poisoning.
Boston Josh apparently could tell that I was Filipino from when he saw. See, this is interesting to me because, like, to me, when I see different Filipinos, they look different because I think there's a bunch of islands, and it seems like depending on which island you're on, like sometimes they look different, like they were different types of people. So that's what it's hard for me. Like I never recognize when someone's Filipino. I think I've gotten better at it over the years, but usually I'm just like, if I have to guess someone, I'm like, I don't, and they'll be like, oh yeah, you can guess what I am. And they're like, no, I have no idea. I don't know. I'd probably guess Vietnamese.
I'm a white, so I don't know. We all look the same.
You're a whitey?
Yeah, I'm a whitey. Gringo.
Okay, well, to reel it back in, you mentioned that you made comics as a child and such,
no.
Sorry, you did miniatures, not comics, miniatures as a child.
Models.
Models. Oh, okay, models and that. And misspoke. What got you? So, how did you end up getting into that?
My dad.
Okay, so it was just a family thing. What were your favorite parts of, or like, was it still sci-fi types of things?
No, I built cars and planes and ships and military vehicles.
Oh, was that
I didn't get into anything like this. Like I was a kid that liked hobby sets and science sets, like building sets.
Just an actual nerd. Okay.
Yeah, then I like to play outside and
outside.
Yeah, so I wasn't a very good nerd.
Yeah. Oh, but I guess like you're the hands-on type of science though too. Like, so I feel like you're interested in like what's going on like with these things, but but you don't want to just read about it. You want to like actually touch it, which makes sense. Like getting in the trades. Yeah. That's how I feel about. I was just talking about this last week too, but with like sports, where I'm like, I'm not ever interested in like watching sports, but like it'd be more interesting for me to play it, and if I were at all wanting to be physical, which is usually not, but yeah, like doing something, or even like people who like to watch people play video games. I'm like, I don't get that. Like, I want to play the game. I don't want to watch someone play it. So I've done it a little bit because one friend, like who's on Unsafe Space, like I think it's different when I'm like, oh, I know you personally, so then you can kind of like interact, and like that's more enjoyable for me and watching it. But then if it's just someone who I'm like, oh, a pre-recorded video or something, like, no, I'm not interested in it.
So weird to me. I don't get it. Watching someone play a video game, I don't. Hey man, to each their own.
Yeah.
I don't.
My boyfriend loves, or he doesn't. He used to watch more, but yeah, it's just like but I guess when I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's similar to watching sports. So you're just seeing someone else do something, and it's just generally I don't really have an interest in that. But when it's the live interaction, then like I get a lot. I feel more value in it when I'm like, oh, I get to talk to you.
Yeah. Like when it comes to sci-fi, I like movies a lot. I didn't get into 40K and miniatures and stuff until my late 20s.
Okay. Why was that?
So, well, because like I got tired of building models that would just sit there and collect dust, and there wasn't anything you could do about it. Like you couldn't play with them. They just sat there and collected dust.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I found out that there was like miniatures. Like I found out that was a thing that you could play a game with them and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what is it, like some weird thing? You gotta have grid and all that. No, it's just a tabletop with a tape measure and 6-sided dice. That's it. Wasn't a lot of rules, but I was like, sweet, I can paint these and play a game. Like this is like the first miniature I ever painted when I first got into it.
Oh wow. Wow. That is so much detail.
Yeah, this was the first one I ever did. Obviously this wasn't the first model I've ever painted. So here, I don't have an auto-focusing camera, so I gotta twist it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow, that's really cool. Oh, a little book.
It's a librarian, Dark Angel librarian.
Oh, okay.
So.
Wow, how long did that take you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't time myself. Probably a number of hours. You know.
Okay. Did you just do it in one sitting?
No.
These?
No,
okay, so you do. Okay. I didn't know if like when you're like this is what I'm doing for the day or.
No, I'll do it for a couple hours here and there, depending on. I'm a busy guy. See, Drake Tungsten knows the lore. Yeah, it's a librarian. That's what's cool about 40K. It's like a combination. It's called Grimdark. It's a combination of sci-fi and fantasy. So yeah, it has its own version of space wizards, and the librarian's basically a space wizard.
Space wizard. Yeah. So you got like the fantasy sci-fi-ness there with it then. Yeah. Okay. So you get the best of both worlds.
That's right. And giant monsters too, like this. Get this guy out of here. Oh, I popped his head off. My Haruspecs. Haruspecs or Haruspecs. I don't know. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
I have no idea. Oh, you painted that too?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to, or these ones that you also have to piece together yourself?
Oh yeah, you have to put them together. It's just raw plastic.
Okay.
Put them together, paint them. You know. So.
Wow, that's so much more dedication than like commitment that I don't know if I could handle. When I draw, like I used to draw a lot more, especially growing up. But then I think once I had less time, I'm like, well, I'm slow at it, so I'm not going to be able to do it as much. I like it, but yeah, I'm just so slow.
I'm not. It's just a hobby, so it's like, who cares how slow you are?
Right. Matter. If you have the time for it and everything. Yeah.
It's an outlet.
And that's how, like, I just enjoy doing it. And then I just don't make time for anything anymore.
I've been working on this little guy for like almost 2 months.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm busy, you know, and like when I can, I'll mess around with it. And like when I first put him together because I had to pen him, which means I drilled holes in this, and there's little metal rods holding his arms and everything together on top of super glue. And I didn't like the way it was together the first time, so I threw it in the freezer and pulled it apart and redid it. Now I like the way it looks. And you know, I mean, it's a hobby. It's not like I used to do commissions, but just kind of suck the fun out of it. Like I'll be doing some one-of-a-kind stuff that I will auction off. Like I am working on building a Cyberfrog diorama with Salamandroid and Cyberfrog. It's going to be a big old thing. I'm working on that, and I will be auctioning that off. And it's going to be a one-of-a-kind piece. I'm not going to build another one.
Oh, cool. So, I like. Well, I mean, yeah, it makes it rare.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Cyberfrog. Now I have to redo his chest because it's supposed to be white, but this I painted this. Get my fried juices all over it because
get that grease.
Get that grease on it. Yeah,
and he probably gets greasy in his, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. That'd be
Bob Dylan fan.
Yeah, I see that. Danielle is a Bob Dylan fan too. I don't know why. I don't understand the reference to that though. But no, you're not a Bob Dylan fan.
I don't think so. I guess he's okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
The singer Bob Dylan.
I imagine
What's his songs?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I know the name, but
right. I've never really gone out of my way to listen much. But he's a very famous artist. So clearly that's a no.
No, I don't listen to Bob Dylan. He has a song called Wiggle Wiggle, really? No, I want to hear it.
Okay.
No, I can tell you how I got my name. Because I did not pick this name.
Wiggle Wiggle. Oh, I see. Under the Red Sky, I guess I think it's the album with Wiggle Wiggle. Okay, so it's not Bob Dylan. How did you get your name?
I got my name because when I created YouTube, because I've always watched YouTube, but I never bothered really to create an account. And because I never commented on anything, I just watched stuff, you know. And then when I got into CG, I made my own account. And I had a little yellow caterpillar as my avatar originally, because I go outside and touch grass. I take pictures of stuff. And I was looking, my daughter was 2 at the time. And I showed her, you know, my phone or whatever. And I'm like, hey, what should my name be? And she's like, Wiggle Wiggle. And I'm like, okay, well, let's Wiggle Wiggle then.
Oh, all right. And I picture you just walking outside and just like leaning down to just touch grass and you're all right.
Wiggle Wiggle
Good to go. Yeah.
No, so my toddler named me. That's how I got the name Wiggle Wiggle.
That sounds like something that I'll go with what you, we're family. You're my child. I guess I'm stuck with it now.
Yeah. I mean, I asked her, so that's what.
Yeah. It is on you for that.
Yeah, it is totally on me. So now I'm stuck with it.
That's but maybe, have you asked, was your 2-year-old daughter at the time a Bob Dylan fan? Maybe that's where it came from. But she secretly.
I don't know. It's news to me. Sneaking off listening to Bob Dylan.
Yeah. She's got a record player or something. And it's just like, okay, now's the time. Yeah, Dad's gone.
Gonna listen to Bob Dylan.
He's not interested, so. Yeah, I'll have to. I probably can't play it because it's probably copyright now. But
I'm sure it is. Bob Dylan is definitely. So that's the name of the album.
No, I think it was Under the Red Sky was the album in 1990, and then his 27th studio album, and then it contained several songs. Under the Red Sky was the song, and then Wiggle Wiggle. So I guess it was one of the popular songs on that album.
Wow, so imagine that. Like I didn't even know that until they
Yeah.
No idea. Wow.
Everything always comes back to Bob Dylan. I think they say.
Oh, he did Stairway to Heaven? Like that was Bob Dylan? Okay, yeah. Like I know he's famous. Like I just don't listen to Bob Dylan. I don't know anything about.
Did he originate?
Oh, there's my artist in the chat. Lock him right down there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lock him.
Yeah, when later on, like he's got some pencils done. I don't want to show him off right now. I want to square up with him. And this weekend, you guys will see more of the noir story, not noir story, noir. Thank
It'd be interesting. Maybe you take your own spin on it, and then you make a noir story, and you leave out the I see.
Well, no, he's. I kind of gave him what to run with, and then he suggested the public domain character, and I'm like, yeah, this is sweet because it kind of played off of because I wanted a woman to be like the sexy lady that's being tracked down by a detective, whatever. But he just took it in a whole even better direction, and wow, I cannot wait to show it off. Like it is absolutely fucking incredible, and I'm really looking forward to showing off this stuff.
Yeah. So, okay. No, it would be good to see that. Or where you put those on your YouTube channel too?
Oh yeah. Okay. I show off the stuff on YouTube or on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter as well.
Oh yeah. You can tell people.
Yeah, my Twitter profile. Let me copy my Twitter.
So Stairway to Heaven is Led Zeppelin. I was wondering, if JDA was actually sincere that, I
think he was screwing around. I'm like, that's him. I don't know. All right.
Do it originally or not? I don't know, but
I don't know.
I think he's full of it. But maybe not. I don't know.
I'm not good with pop culture and music.
I know.
Names.
Yeah. I don't know who.
I was too busy touching grass and I can't remember any of that stuff.
I'm very limited. I like the nerdy things that I like, but then I don't. But it's just kind of like tunnel vision, and then I don't even know names of people involved and all. Like I watch a lot of TV, but then I'm still like, I don't even know like famous movie actors or anything. So it's just kind of like,
I mean, they gotta be really famous for like Bob Dylan. Yeah. I know who that is.
I know the name. I can't think of any songs.
Yeah, I don't know any of the songs. I don't know anything that I know he's just like some boomer music guy.
Yeah,
so, right. That's all I know is some boomer.
But then I keep talking about him, but I'm still working my way through the TV show Castle with Nathan Fillion. So like I can talk all about like this series, this show, but I'm very like limited in knowledge on stuff.
So here's my I'll drop it in the private chat. Here's my my Twitter account. You find me at Wiggle Rage on Twitter.
Okay.
I am shadow banned by the YouTube, or not the YouTube, but the Twitter. Or ghost
really?
banned.
Okay. Yeah.
But it is fun though, because I have an older account, and I've been saying all kinds of spicy stuff on Twitter, and I have not gotten suspended once.
Huh.
And they're really getting angry because they're like getting mad because I'm not getting nuked. Nothing's happening.
Why? I wonder why that. Like, you're just able to go under the radar enough that they?
I don't know. I think maybe the algorithm can detect newer accounts easier than like 10-year-old accounts, like what I have. Like,
okay.
Maybe I'm not a tech guy, but
I think I made mine in like 2009. I think I saw something the other day. So I don't say anything spicy though. So I wonder. But I wonder how much I can get away with. Now I'm curious.
So Bob Dylan sold his soul to the devil?
That
fame
sounds.
And fortune?
Oh, yeah. Well, who hasn't, I guess, though?
Not me.
Oh. Me. I think you're missing out then.
I think I'm good.
Clearly, I have not done it either. I have no fame or fortune. So,
I don't have any of that. I don't want it. I mean, give me your clout, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like money. Money sounds nice. Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you like sci-fi movies. Like that's the kind of thing that you're into. What kind of movies what are your favorites?
Obviously I like the old Aliens movies, not the old stuff. Aliens. Screamers was a good one. You ever heard of that?
Screamers? No. I don't know.
That's a really good one.
How old is that?
90s? I think it was 92. Okay, it actually has the same guy in it that played RoboCop.
1995, Peter Weller.
Yeah, Peter Weller. That's the guy that played RoboCop in the original RoboCop.
Oh, and a Canadian American sci-fi film. Okay, so was it fairly low budget then?
No, it was pretty high budget for what it is. Like, yeah, it was just a flop. It's kind of neat. They're on this like planet, this mining planet or whatever, and it's Spirit Scar's right. It's based off of Philip K. Dick book, a short story, a really like one of his short stories, and it's like these robots pop out of the ground, chop your limbs off and stuff. They're the autonomous sword things. I've watched it a lot. I like The Thing. Thing's a really good movie, classic, like that kind of stuff, like
so why do you think sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask, like, why sci-fi? Like, because you're into science, is that kind of what led you that way? Okay.
I don't know. I think it was my dad, honestly, because I saw Aliens in Predator and RoboCop and Terminator before I ever saw Star Wars. So by the time I saw Star Wars, I was like, well, this is for kids. I don't like it. And that was it. Like, I like building the models from Star Wars, like the spaceships and stuff, because I thought they were cool. But I thought the movie was just kind of...
Wow, so you're like sort of hipster about it, I guess, because you're like, I'm into like, I was already into like sci-fi stuff, like the old school or the less.
It's my dad's fault, man. He introduced me to that stuff, so it's like that was the cool. If it wasn't like violent and crazy and stuff popping out of people's chests, I wasn't interested.
Okay, so so it's kind of sci-fi horror, sort of thing, though. That's why, because like this Star Wars isn't going to be
No.
Way different than that. Do you do? So I guess if horror has to be involved, then maybe you don't. Or you do like TV show sci-fi, or are you mostly just into movies? Because TV is where I sit more. I don't do a lot of movies.
I like Sliders. Like that was kind of cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, Sliders was cool.
Because I mean, like you've got like the classics of like Star Trek kind of sci-fi, and then Doctor Who.
No.
So you're not into like any of that kind of.
No, I like just watching something and then it's over and it's done. Like I think about the only sci-fi show I kind of liked was Red Dwarf, which is more of a comedy, or Sliders.
Sorry, you said Red Dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I don't think I ever finished it. I think
Farscape's all right, but it's kind of weird.
I really loved what Red Dwarf. That one was a weird show though, with because I forget which way it went. They started with a laugh track and then took it, or they started without it and then they added it in. I forget which direction it went.
I just thought it was funny.
But it was kind of like weird. Then like, oh, this dynamic changed, and it was kind of jarring at first. But it was very funny, and I don't think I ever finished watching it though. So I need to go back.
It's a lot of fun.
I don't think I saw.
Farscape's all right. It's kind of weird though. Like I don't know. I mean, a lot of people dig it, but I just found it kind of.
What's that? What is it about?
Basically, this guy like gets sucked into a wormhole, like an astronaut, right? And then he gets sucked into like basically an alternate dimension kind of thing, or he gets warped to a different part of space or something. Okay, it's really unclear, like if it's time travel, if it's a different dimension.
A wormhole could be anything.
Yeah. But there's all these aliens and stuff, and you get a ship that has PMS, and it's all really weird. And I don't know. It's. I mean, to each their own. I've watched it.
This is around turn of the century, 1999.
I've actually seen Lex. Before someone. Spirit Scar said Lex. Boy, that was a low budget endeavor.
Lex, yeah. See, these are all.
It was like a Farscape ripoff.
So then you probably would also say like you're not into like X-Files because that has like this.
I actually liked X-Files.
Oh, you do?
So
okay.
I like that one because I like the true crime kind of, vibe kind of, thing.
Yeah, there were parts that I liked. I think what I didn't like was when the episodicness of it was good, but then when they try to do like the overarching storyline, kind of got annoying because there would be certain things that they would bring up, but then it just would let go, or like they wouldn't really follow up with it later on. And it was really dissatisfying, and it was just even there was like an episode where he thinks he finds his sister, but then she ends up kind of like being some sort of alien or something like that. She melts at the end, and I'm like, that's a weird show. Their parents thought that she was there, and then but she was, at the end she wasn't. I'm like, this is really traumatic. But then they never really it's kind of like, okay, well that happened and now we're moving on. I'm like, well, shouldn't that like kind of what about your parents? But
when it comes to shows, like I was more into I love Knight Rider.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid.
Really?
Like I wanted to be David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, who didn't? I know I probably wanted to be Kit. I'd rather.
Oh, you wanted David Hasselhoff inside of you?
Yeah. That's a good point. I don't know, because the voice of him was played by Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World, right? I don't remember the actor's name.
I don't know.
But I always loved Mr. Feeney. He was the best. Okay. So Knight Rider.
Which is a little sci-fi. It's got a
you've got the. That's what I was trying to think, because it's kind of like it's like an AI. And then he's like fighting, solving crime and stuff, right? So then you've got the, which kind of goes into like to the true crime, or not necessarily true crime, but just kind of, like I'm very into like detective type things, or like anything where you're like, here's a problem that we need to solve. Like, so we're here to help people. We're here to like solve a mystery. We're here to save people. Like I do like all that.
I think my favorite cartoon as a kid though was something that most people never even heard of. Exo Squad. That was like my favorite.
How is that spelled? Is that the letters, or is that
EXO squad? Yeah, it wasn't a very popular show because it wasn't. It was episodic, so like it was a continually episodic, which is really uncommon for back in the 90s.
Really?
For a cartoon, yeah.
They Exo Squad. Hang on, trying to bring it up.
JT Marsh. Yep, that's it. Yeah, buddy. Little mech suits and all that.
Oh.
They've never released season 2 of it. Season 1 is the only thing that's come out on DVD. It doesn't even have a Blu-ray.
So just one season. How many episodes?
No, God, I have the thing and I don't even remember. I think it's got like 8. Or I can't remember how many's on it. I don't remember off the top of my head. But it it was a continuing story, and like main characters would die, and the whole premise of it was pretty dark. Don't be fooled by the colorful 90s look. It was pretty dark because you had
really?
You had the Homo sapiens or whatever they were called, where they were like lab made humans for slave work on Mars to mine stuff. And there's like all these revolts. Like the very first episode starts off with an assassination of some politician.
Wow.
Which starts the second Homo sapien war. And like it's this whole overarching.
I like kind of having like a more adult writing in it though, because like even as a kid though too, I think it's when they write too much kiddiness, depending on the show, it's just kind of like, well, I would rather have like be able to be higher thinking writing, because then like older people might enjoy it, and then the kids, you're like, you're either gonna get it or you don't, and it's and if you don't get it, you might still enjoy the show itself because you're just kind of like, yeah, I like this. So I just think like you have a better chance of getting more audience anyway. Okay, so I see Exo Squad here. Their season 1 was 13 episodes, season 2 was 39.
Yeah, and they have never come out with never came out with season 2. Yeah, I knew that the season 1 didn't have a lot of episodes on it, so like, never came out with that. It's on VHS, but
I do have a lot of VHS tape still. Wow. Okay, and this the mecha thing too. It kind of reminds me of like, like Gundam type thing, and it looks like I guess it is something that they were doing as a response to Japanese anime. It says in Wikipedia.
Yes. Yeah, they did a lot of crossovers with BattleTech. There's like a whole toy crossover with BattleTech and Exo Squad and all that stuff. If you're familiar with that,
things that I'd never heard. No, I was when I was watching like Sailor Moon and Speed Racer and Pokemon growing up, though, so I was very much watching all the Japanese shows coming into America.
The only Japanese anime I was watching at that point in time was like Ninja Scroll and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had all the mainstream things going on. Oh, we have a question from G-Man that's really important here. How was that steak prepared?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. Okay. Oh, there you go. I'm told that's, along those lines is the best way to like have your
rare or medium rare is the best.
I like mine cooked a lot.
Oh, no.
And then like the worst way.
No.
I think it'd be okay with.
My wife used to be the same way, but I convinced her otherwise.
I think I'm getting.
Now she likes it the same way. So
I think I'd be more okay with it. I'm just. It was more weirded out. I didn't, but
that's right, G-Man. It's the only correct answer. I don't like eating hockey pucks. I like juice. I like it dissolving in my mouth, and
I like things burnt a lot too. I like those carcinogens and
more like carbon.
I know, yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah,
but I know I think I'm better now though. Although usually with the meat we have just it's somewhere along more cooked. Okay, well, let's do another game here. This is actually one I haven't really done before, but I kind of wanted to do like some if question. I don't even know what to call this, but I just had a few questions related to like comic book type things.
Okay.
So question number 1: if you could have any superpower, what would you choose?
Wealth. Bottomless pit of wealth, like Iron Man or Batman.
And that's the superpower, is bottomless pit of wealth. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because they never
No.
Well, I mean, Iron Man.
They don't have superpowers. That is their power. Well, I mean, you got Bruce Wayne, who's like the ultimate detective and really smart and all that. But
yeah, Iron Man is super smart too. So I mean, like he created all those things. So would you call those powers of?
Yes, I'll take wisdom.
Wisdom, intelligent. I mean, they're high intelligence. But I do like bottomless pit of wealth. I would also, I don't know. I really like
it's a good one, isn't it?
Flying though. I'd rather.
But you can with the bottomless pit of wealth, you can fly.
You can choose something that. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, invisibility. That's a good one.
And yeah, I'm not that interested in being invisible. I just want to be.
Well,
I
always
terrified of heights.
When I was a kid, there's one I always thought of, and they made a movie about it called Jumper. And it's like to instantly teleport yourself anywhere. Like I always thought that was really cool. And then they made a movie about it. And I'm like, okay. But the movie was kind of lame.
Well, yeah. I mean, instant teleportation. I think that's cool. But then you don't get the joy of like flying though. Like I love the idea of being up in the air, but it also terrifies me to fall and die.
You could teleport 10,000 feet in the air and just free fall
and then fall. No, that's the terrifying part is the falling. I don't want to fall. It's that's like skydiving does not sound fun to me. I'm not. No, I dream of, or at least I used to dream a lot about flying and stuff too. So I don't know what that means in dream world. But I really like bottomless pit of wealth because I think you can do pretty much anything if you have the money. So I agree
pretty much
there. I'll give you a point
with
for
murder.
That. Yes, that's true too. The best superpower of them all.
Yeah, exactly. You're above the law. I am the law.
Okay. Here's the next question. If you could be any comic book hero, who would you be?
Comic book hero? I don't know. I don't know. I guess a colonial marine. Some kind of colonial marine. Kind of cool.
Colonial marine.
Yeah, shoot aliens and go on bug hunts.
Oh, okay. But
I mean, I was military, so I probably would have joined the colonial marines. Like if I lived in that world, I probably would have joined. So.
Okay, I had a core British Marine units.
Colonial Marine. It's from Aliens.
Yeah. I was trying to find. I was looking at the wrong thing. I figured it was an Aliens thing.
Now, Starship Troopers, like Spirit Scar just said, I would rather do the troopers in the book, not the movie, because the book actually they had like mech suits that they were inside of, and they would jump around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had like power armor.
I like that you chose. Yeah, that you choose too. That like just generally like here's the group that I would want to be a part of and do it. Though, like instead of like I don't want to be like a specific. Like known character name though.
No,
like,
I'll make sure I'm known.
Like you're gonna pave your own way. I like that.
Yeah.
And William Brown says not Bruce Wayne. Like he is the bottomless pit of wealth. So you'd rather if you're gonna be in a comic, like you'd rather be out with the aliens out there. So okay. You know what? I buy it. Because you can't get away with murder through money, but you can kill aliens though. So
you can get away with murder through money for sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that like you're not gonna be able to do that since you don't have that money power. But like when you're choosing to be out in space, like you can figure out ways. I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. So then on the flip side, if you could be any comic book villain, who would you be?
Well, I don't know. Probably. Boy, that's a tough one. I don't know. Because I don't want to be an alien creature. If I could be,
are there any like
villain?
Is it you don't want to be an alien creature because of the just being a monstrosity like that, or like is the lack of
wouldn't have any humanity?
Yeah. Okay. So you want to have something like we're intelligence to be able to.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was actually thinking Lex Luthor, awesome one. Like that was actually kind of my first thought was Lex Luthor.
Okay. Why? Awesome one says power and respect. Is that
because he's not exactly evil per se. Like, yeah, he's into the whole world domination thing, but he's corrupt is what he is. He's got power and he's corrupt. And you could argue that he's not necessarily evil, He's a corpo, so like they don't really have morality. Now you could call him evil, you and I could call him evil, but he wouldn't really view himself. But he's not out there like kicking puppies or anything. Like he's doing global weird shit, to take more power and control kind of thing. And plus he's like super smart. Like he's like genius.
Yeah, you got the intelligence
smart.
there.
Yeah. So
And
people love Lex Luthor. Like the public actually likes Lex Luthor.
Oh, yeah. So he's charismatic enough to get people. Yes.
Yeah.
Then you can also get away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So you can have the power and the money and the bottomless pit of money and.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's a fair answer. Although Spirit Scar says you don't want to be bald, Wiggle.
I'm fine with it.
So you'd give up hair to have.
Yeah, sure. I do have a pretty impressive head of hair.
Yeah.
But no, it's fine. I don't have a weird shaped head. I've seen it shaved. It'd be all right. Can make it work.
There's something that you're willing to give up.
Yes, I'll make it work.
Okay, well then I'll give you 3 points for those. I like those answers. I don't even know. Like I don't read enough comic books to think about which ones I would choose. Yeah, I guess like if I wanted to go into like you do more sci-fi movies though too. So if I switch to that, I mean some of these kind of cross over, but would any answers change if you could be like any sci-fi hero, sci-fi villain?
Not really. To be honest, like maybe Pliskin from Escape from New York. I'd rather, he's a hero. Yeah, but he was in a comic, so I guess I could have said that.
Yeah.
Pliskin, which is totally, in my opinion, I believe that was a reference to Metal Gear Solid that they did.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it's the other way around. I think Metal Gear Solid did an ode to
it.
Escape from New York by naming Solid Snake Pliskin.
I can believe either way because again, I never know.
Yeah, Snake.
Who does what? Bob Dylan and Stairway to Heaven. I don't know, something like that.
Solid Snake Pliskin. He drank. See, I know a little bit about some video games and whatnots.
Yeah, again, I'm very. I guess I kind of do anything Japanese because like I do Nintendo. I know that more, and then I watch anime, so it's all very much more based on that.
I know. I watch more like classic anime. More than modern stuff.
Well, Speed Racer is old.
Well, yeah, that's old. I'm thinking more like Violent Jack or something like that. Like I like the stuff from the 80s and 90s. Like I like a lot of stuff from that. That era.
Yeah, I don't know too much like from 80s because I started in the 90s watching whatever they were playing on like Cartoon Network and all that, and then 80s. But then, and some stuff that was made in the 80s and 90s wasn't like brought over to America until like in the 2000s either. Oh yeah, Drake Tungsten says Astro Boy. I think I at least remember seeing commercials. I don't know if I ever actually really watched that. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Here's this other game. So you know of TikTok, yes?
Yes, I do.
And then the wokeness and libs of TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the game I like to play. I take off I download a video and take off the video itself, and I play you some of the audio, and then you have to guess something about the human being that is speaking. And it switches depending on stuff. Tonight we're going back to the original. That is, what color hair does this human have? So you just by listening to the sounds that they make, try and figure out what color hair you think that they might have. Then, so I'll play the audio on for a bit, and then we'll watch the full video too. So are you ready?
Real quick before we move on, I got a suggestion for the chat when it comes to old school anime, and for you.
Okay.
There's one that you should check out called Dragon's Heaven.
Dragon's Heaven. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, here's a link to it right here. I'll drop it in the back chat. It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free.
Heaven, really? Okay. Let me put this.
It's really cool. Really cool stuff.
I've never heard of it, but we do like dragons over here in these parts.
Well, it's sci-fi, so you know there's no actual dragons in it. It's not.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah. But it's got robots and AI and.
Okay. Now I can still get into that.
And the art style is amazing.
Really?
Like the art, it's all hand drawn, beautiful looking stuff. But all right, let's guess the color of the hair.
Color hair. Okay.
Yeah, color hair.
Here we go. It's gonna, I think, so this plays and it mutes us because it's just gonna play it on screen on StreamYard.
My kids from last year are now in 5th grade and they come visit me almost every day after school. And a lot of them are queer because I am queer. And they figured it out. And so I've become their safe space. And today they found my Guess Who. And they started playing Guess Who, but they didn't play it the normal way. How did they play it?
Ooh, I hope she's fired.
There's a lot of energy there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with multicolored.
Multicolor. Well, what kind of multicolors are you?
I'm gonna go with pink and I'm gonna go with purple and blue.
Purple and blue. Okay. I mean, that's a fair guess because I would think that as well. Because they either, yeah. If I had a picture too, like either like short and like kind of spiked or something, then too, and okay.
Definitely like a majority purple, I would say. But I think there's some blue in there. I think it's multicolored.
All right, that's an understandable guess. Let's reveal what she really looks like.
Yeah.
My kids from last year are now in 5th grade and they come visit me almost every day after school. And a lot of them are queer because I am queer. And they figured it out. And so I've become their safe space. And today they found my Guess Who. And they started playing Guess Who, but they didn't play it the normal way. How did they play it? They used things like, this person looks like a lesbian baddie who's going to come over and make you dinner. Well, which one of these characters is a lesbian baddie that's gonna come over and make you dinner? Oh, Olivia is? Oh, great. Which character just looks gay? Well, meet Mike. These kids, I'm so happy that they are figuring out who they are and that they're happy with who they are and that they found a safe place. But man, I could never imagine being in 5th grade saying these things out loud, even though I know they're all okay. I grew up super religious where nothing was okay. And so seeing this happen, I'm like, but I'm also like, yay, but
Holy shit. Damn it. That was just a bottle blonde that had
I know
hair in a
that
long
was
time.
so. I was surprised by that too. Yeah, like I said, I think your guess is very appropriate, and I was surprised. But I'm like,
what
wow,
a grimmer.
She just had, but that she definitely had the whole crazy eyes going on though.
They all do.
So, yeah,
they all do.
Because maybe her eyes were more apparent because her hair was less.
I mean, I find it funny that the kids kids are just naturally based. Like they can't help it. It's like what they say. From the mouth of babes or whatever, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like nobody's gonna be more honest than a kid because they have no reason to deceive you. Like a little kid. Like obviously as they get older, they get corrupt and they lie but when you're talking about little kids, there's pure innocence. They don't really understand a lot of that stuff, the social norms, and that's funny that they're like, let's find the one that looks gay.
Yeah, right.
And she's just like freaking out. Like
I know. It's like, well, that's no, like I'm trying to teach you that people that they look different, like, and these are important, but not like that. Like you're not. That's not how you're supposed. No, you're doing it wrong. You're playing.
I want to play Guess Who like that now.
I know, right? And just be like the worst.
Which one looks like the most likely to pistol whip and rob you? I'll get you in trouble.
G-Man says, sounds like they're playing by ever-changing rules and words with no meaning. Welcome to the left.
Yeah. You never did that? Like when you had like a board game that you got as a hand-me-down or something and didn't have the rules with it.
You just play however,
Yeah, you just invented a way to play it.
Oh, we do that. Even when I did know, like in like the stupidest ways too. Like my friend and I would play Mario Kart, but then we'd like instead of racing, we would stop and like build like little banana peel places, and then just like joke around about like oh yeah, we're raising all of these banana peel children and stuff. But we'd like hang out so it would just be like all playing things all the wrong ways and in the dumbest way possible.
You got another one?
Another video? I think I deleted all the old ones, but we can.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was one or if you had more.
I mean, if you want more, we can always find more on here too. But I do have other games we can.
Okay. Let's see what other games you got. Your Parler games. I think that's what these are called, right?
I like the term parlor game. Okay, I hadn't called them that. I just all these are silly games that I like to play in between.
Yeah, parlor games.
No, that's a good term. Okay, let me see.
It's an old term.
These cards. So I'll do this Cards Against Humanity with like semi-random options here. So I'm going to ask you your question. You've got the black card, and then you've got 4 choices for your answers. And if you choose correctly, and I'll say too, even though you didn't guess the hair color correctly for the previous one, I think you guessed way more appropriately than the hair that she did have. So I'm still going to.
I got it wrong though. You got to be unbiased.
I'm so biased. It's okay. So I'll give you some point. I'll give you half points.
Okay, there 5. We go. Oh, all right. Excellent. That works.
I don't know where you were at before. I think
I'm at 16 and a half now.
And then so you went to half a point.
Yeah, half a point.
Say, well then okay, I'll give you a 16 and a half. Okay, yeah, I've never done half points before. So
there we go. I'm a trendsetter.
So your question for this one is, what don't you want to find in your Chinese food? So similar to like your Mexican food problem beforehand. Yeah. Let's see what you don't want to have in your Chinese food. A zesty breakfast burrito.
Oh boy.
B, roofies.
That sounds fun.
C, old people smell.
Mm.
Or D, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So once again, question is, what don't you want to find in your Chinese food? You have a zesty breakfast burrito, roofies, old people smell, or the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
I think I'm gonna have to go with roofies.
It does seem like the worst option.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of spiking of drinks, but somebody bringing me suspicious Chinese food to like knock me out and do who knows what.
Yeah, why in Chinese food? So then I have even more questions too. Like, why put that in Chinese food? Like, what's going on here?
There's some goals there.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't involve you being conscious.
That is a very fair answer. So,
I don't think you'll find. Yeah, I think Johnny Boy's right. I don't think you'll find the roofies. You'll find out about them.
Yeah. He would find the roofies so much as experience them. Yeah, you find out later on, and when you're trying to like recollect what's going on.
Why am I naked in the middle of the field?
And what happened? Where are my Chinese leftovers too? Where'd they go?
Oh no.
Okay, so I'll give you another 5 points for that. So you've got 21 and a half points. Yes. Wow. Just so that we know that like I'm not trying to roofie you here tonight. Okay.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Why
am I missing a kidney?
Yeah, that's probably. I don't know. Would you want that if you've eaten a lot of Chinese food? I don't know what's going on. That like, if your body parts, maybe using that much food isn't the best time to do some surgery.
I mean,
are you supposed to go on an empty stomach?
Present is always the best time.
Yeah, that's fair. Good point.
Nothing like the present.
G-Man asks, are you going to make him play your weird sex game tonight, Beverly? I think what he's referring to is this Dirty Minds game. So what, and I need to find a thing on here. So what it is I give you 3 hints, and then you get to guess an answer after each hint. The answer itself is you're trying to guess the word that the hints are explaining. And it is not a bad word. Like the hints make it sound bad, but the answer is very appropriate. So you got to get your mind out of the gutter.
All right. I've never played this one. Thank you for the rundown. All right.
Let me see if I can find one. Oh, and also some of these are like just bad. Like they're not helpful hints. And you're going to be like, what? That's not a good thing at all. Okay.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay. hint number 1. I get hosed regularly.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go ahead and if you guess on the first, I'll give you a chance to guess each time. You get 3 points if you guess on the first, right on the first hint, 2 on the second, 1 on the third. So would you like to take a guess?
Sure, I'll take a guess. A flower.
That's close. That's not the word, quite the word that we're looking for. So I'm not. I think I can't accept
plant?
it. But you only get the one guess. You only get the one guess.
Okay.
Hint number 2: your seed goes in me.
Okay, so I was on the right.
You are on the right track. It's just not the right word.
Seed goes in me.
So you get hosed regularly. Your seed goes in me.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess like a grass lawn or something.
You're so close. That's just not the right word though. Like that. I'll tell you that it's one word only. So like how can you define that? So the third hint is you sow your wild oats in me. Which seems kind of
a field. Yeah, I got nothing.
What's another? You're so close to it. Like smaller than field. You might put it have a little backyard. You might have a fence around it. Maybe you have raised beds. Yes, there you go.
I knew it involved once you said hose, and I'm like, it involves plants.
No, you got that. I think it's funny that you went like as big as like field. And here's all like the general and like garden.
I started small. I just said
and then
plant.
I know like you just went from like flower and then where can they all exist?
Yeah, I don't know. Farm. Yeah, garden. Okay.
Garden, yes. Where are we at? 21. So we're at 22 and a half points there with that game. And I think that's the last game that I have. So 22 and a half points. You know, that half point really came in handy because now you've won today's episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's I competing against?
The episode. The game. You're against the game.
Okay, cool. I'm so happy. We won together. So happy.
Yeah. So you get 20. Was it 20? What is it? 21, something. 22 and a half points. We started at some point. So a guest had called it that we get, or we had token minority points because this is minority tokens.
Oh, so I get my bonus points because I'm veteran.
Oh yeah, and you get those too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Just like when you go to be a cop, if you're a veteran, you get extra points.
Yeah, we'll round it up to 25 then, like a full 25. Nice. So, but then you get the minority tokens are like the name, and you can keep these points and save them for later. You can use them here to purchase something, whatever. Like if you want a gift in the future, like they're used as like currency here.
I'll save them.
So next time you're on the show, if you need to if you want to buy something, like they're only used on this show. They're non-transferable though, so you just want to
put
them into a savings account.
Have for sale?
Well, it's more like you ask me something that you might want, and then if I can give it to you, I've played this melodica for people before. I still have all these on this table here because I never get rid of anything. I made a creepy love letter for that I cut out. So that's something.
What's that instrument behind you that has the keyboard, but it looks like a guitar? What's that called?
It's a guitar.
Why don't you play me a ditty on that? I'll spend all my points right now to hear that.
Oh wow, no one's actually asked to hear it. Okay, I have to.
What about the banjo? You got a banjo too. Nina.
I do have the banjo. I can play the guitar better. Like actually play the banjo. I don't know how to actually do it. So yeah,
let's do the guitar.
Keytar, Key.
Keytar.
Okay. Yeah, because the keyboard and guitar.
It's that accent again. It's at Ohio, Northern Ohio.
Okay, well, I have to unplug here, so I won't hear you for a second, but let me try this.
This will be awesome.
I'm going to mute, actually, because the speaker might make a lot of noise.
The keytar. Just getting that keytar. Oh, this is going to be great, folks. Look at this. This is going to be... Oh, man, this is going to be awesome. Yes. Just getting it all set up, plugging it in. Oh, this is going to be sweet. Oh, man, that thing's so cool. So cool. That thing's awesome. Yeah, that thing is awesome. You're still muted.
sorry. I've got the baby speaker.
Oh, this thing's so cool.
We'll do this one. Oh, this is really on a. I don't know if it's gonna let me stop. Okay. I don't like any of these. I can't stop it from doing this
weird noise it's doing, weird effect.
Yeah. And I don't know why it's doing it.
Oh no. Sounds like sonar.
Yeah, right.
It's got a submarine. Oh, there we go.
Okay, we can do some of these.
Oh yeah.
Not sure how much you can see from it.
Nice.
Not
worth it.
Play anything tonight.
That's awesome.
It's hard to do it while sitting too, because it's just like, okay, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I was expecting you to like get the strap on and stand.
I can't stand if you want.
Yeah,
it's hard to do it when I'm like connected into things, and I don't know if you can see stuff. Because I do have the strap here.
There we go. I think if you back up a little bit, you'll be all right. Just back up a little bit. You don't need to have the earplugs in. You don't need to hear us.
Can't hear it.
You don't need to hear me.
Okay.
You don't need to hear me. You can put the earbuds down, just back up and just like jam out. You know what I mean?
I don't even know. I'm not prepared to play anything. I just know the one song. I only do classical music, so I can't even think of anything to play.
No, play classical music. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah. You're in your element, Beverly. Let's see it.
I need to turn it back on.
There we go. Look at that thing light up. Oh, that's so cool. Yes.
And it does have like other. If it would stop doing this weird.
Back. The reverb, as William Brown said.
Yeah, and I have no idea why it's doing the reverb on here. Because I don't see it saying anything. So I have to do on the special down. So we got trombone.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
I don't know how loud they are. Jazz scat. Oh, that's
that was awesome. I like that one.
I do really like this jazz scat.
That's awesome. That thing's so cool.
Yeah, thank you. People think it's weird sometimes, and I'm like, no,
why?
it's the coolest thing ever.
Like, am I the only one that's commented about all the guitars and stuff that you have behind you? Like I love that. Like, you got a huge collection of musical instruments back there.
Sorry, can you repeat that? My microphone cut out for a sec.
You're all right. No, I mean, am I the only one that's mentioned anything about all your guitars and stuff back there?
No, some people have mentioned it. Although the one guy who did music here before, he thought the guitar was weird. Like, he's a musician, but he's just like, no, it's kind of a weird instrument though. But
it's cool because it's weird.
Her name is Epsilon.
Oh, she has a name.
Yes. Yes,
Nice.
because I thought she's futuristic, so like the kind of sci-fi sort of thing going on, though. So yeah,
that might be why I picked it.
Yeah. So I always called her Epsilon. I'd always wanted a keytar. This is the Roland AX synth or Axe synth. I don't know. It's capital AX. So if you want to get one for yourself, they probably still sell them. They sell like the Roland Axe Edge now, so it kind of has like a more sleek look to it, and it comes in black too, so it's pretty cool. So like, maybe someday I'll get it.
So what is that on the hand grip there on your left hand there? What is that? Are those like the pedals that you would hit like on a piano?
Yeah, this is the modulation bar, so you can so it could be kind of like a like the whammy bar on a guitar.
Yeah,
and then so you can also slide and you can kind of make like the modulation where you can go like woo.
Oh, that's so cool.
I can see if I can do it with these, because since it has the reverb, I don't know.
Is it pretty heavy?
Not the heaviest.
Oh yeah, nice. That's so awesome.
So I think it gets a little tiring to hold. I don't think it's much heavier than like an electric guitar, really, though, because sometimes the guitars like that really weighs down on the shoulder too.
Yeah, they can get pretty heavy, especially like a bass or something. Yeah, they can get pretty heavy.
Thank you for choosing keytar, because so far people they chose like the melodica or other things too. So like no one actually wanted me to get this one out. So
I like the keytar. It's cool. It reminds me of Lost Boys or something like that, or you know the band Lost Boys. I think one of the band members, like one of those guys, has a keytar.
Yeah. Okay. I think so.
It's like very 80s.
And the ones that you see like in the 80s,
cool.
They're like smaller too.
Yeah. It's like a very 80s thing.
Yeah. So that's why I've always wanted one, and I saw it like on a commercial like I don't know, like 15 years ago or something, and I was like, someday I want this, and eventually I got there. And I can't even put it away right now because my headphones are like going through the strap that it's on, so I'm just like wired into everything. So that's why I'm still just holding it here. But it seems like probably a good time to maybe wrap up the episode. A bit discombobulated.
Well, thanks for having me on your show.
Can you remind people where they can find you, like where to, like what you're up, the upcoming comic book, and then where you're at?
Yes. All right. You can find me on CG Slums, where I laugh and make fun of ComicsGate orbiters, like the weirdos that circle us, that try to. They don't like my attention, but I give it to them, and I laugh about it. And I review CG books, show that they deliver, show them to people, tell them to back them or whatever. And I'm coming out with a book now called Battle of the Kangs, and what it is it's an anthology of different stories from different artists put together in a 4-page book. For now, it's only the first one. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and more artists will come on board, and there will be no dialogue in it. So come on down to the CG Slums, and you can become a CG Slumlord yourself. And everybody that watches my show is a CG Slumlord. And
you have your Twitter,
yes,
as well. And then I can put all these links. You can send me whatever and all links you want me to put in the descriptions. You can send over, and I'll advertise everything for you. So
awesome, yeah. I'll be doing Battle of the Kangs on Indiegogo. I'll when I get enough art together to like put everything on there, then I'll start the Indiegogo campaign. But it will be on Indiegogo. So come and like Lord Raptor Jesus. He's one of my regulars. Him and I go way back for years. Come and become a CG Lord today. That's right.
Great advertisement.
Right.
Cool. Okay. Well. Before I head off, I'm just going to remind people too. We've got shows next week. Well, we don't have a Friday show anymore. However, I think Alex and I are going to be doing something for Friday the 13th. It's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe. So keep an eye out for that here on the channel. I don't know exactly what we're doing yet, though, but we are going to have a live stream, I think at 6 p.m. tomorrow, about Friday the 13th regarding the date and the movies. But thank you, Wiggle Wiggle, for joining me today. This was fun and getting me to get out the keytar, because I think people, it's brought up like every episode by people in chat and stuff too, but it's been a tease until now.
I am a man of the chat,
yeah.
So it only makes sense that I would go for the keytar.
That's fair. Yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, that's great. You're really a populist here.
That's right. 100%. Speaking of populist, hail Tatsunami in the chat. He says, "Yo, Wiggle, he just showed up."
Oh, hello.
Another
and goodbye.
Yeah, another one. My regulars. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you again, and thank you everyone in chat for watching. And I don't think I have anything else that I need to say. So have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for sticking around until the end. If you're new to Unsafe Space, check out our deep content library that includes discussions with everyone from James Lindsay to Brett Weinstein. And please consider helping to fund our work by visiting unsafespace.com/donate. You can find us on a variety of social media platforms, and you can find a community of like-minded individuals on our Unsafe Space Discord server, which is open to financial supporters at any level. We hope to see you there.
Warning. This is an unsafe space. Dangerous ideas have been detected. The content of this production may be upsetting to Brian Stelter. Please do not expose him to it. For completely legitimate reasons, Taylor Lawrence is requesting any information you may have about the following individuals. The Twitter subroutine appears to be malfunctioning. Pay no attention to it. Did you know that the word liberty is a dog whistle for insurrectionists? If you think about it, no one should be allowed to express opinions. But don't. Think about it, I mean. That's not your job. Thinking has been scientifically proven to be less efficient than compliance. Science, scientific, and scientifically are registered trademarks of the World Economic Forum. Unauthorized use is prohibited. Computer voice courtesy. Never mind, that last line is fake news. Please disregard it and return to your safe space immediately. There will be cake.